Charlie Kirk was very disliked by people on the far, far right, Laura Loomer and Nick Fuentes. Kirk, to his credit, was one of the last MAGA folks that was still calling for the full release of the Epstein files. Mainstream media is really jumping on this narrative. This was a political disagreement.
The lazy, immediate conclusion is that he's a right-wing organizer, very prominent and influential Republican. It's got to be somebody that opposes the Republicans. Well, maybe it was like a trans shooter, or maybe it was this, and it's just swerving all over the place on what's verified. This quest, this desire for immediate information leaves a lot of journalistic principles at risk of being completely ignored.
By large newsrooms. Like, it's one thing if you're an independent startup media organ in the haste of trying to report something, you put out an editor's note that you made the error. If you're the Wall Street Journal, if you're the Guardian, and you're out here putting out very questionable information, and then you have to put out an editor's note retracting all of that information, which is what both of those papers had to do. What is the point of having a huge newsroom with all these resources if you're going to make sloppy errors like this in a time that everything is super politically charged? Everyone has to be quite careful with their words.
We see stories around targeting of journalists all too often. We very rarely see them in the context of a former candidate for prime minister. A high-profile MP is the one who's doing the targeting. Gilmore wrote she was concerned some fans of Charlie Kirk on the far right who are, quote, aching for more violence could turn this into an even more radicalizing moment. I don't think it's that controversial or that hot of a take. She says what they now believe their fears to have been proven right. They have a right to retaliate no matter who is behind the actual shooting. Legitimate point. And then the conservative MP who wanted to be prime minister reposts her comments from his official account calling her twisted, saying she had so much hate on her.
It wasn't an accident. This is what he wanted. And this is what he got. When he went after those two female senators about a year ago, they ended up with lots of death threats. That's what happens. Rachel, by the way, is now proven right because of the way everything has played out. Andrew Scheer owes her a huge apology. So do everybody that ended up retweeting his comments. Mrs. Polyev ended up retweeting his comments, as did a number of conservative MPs and activists and party leaders. Why are they doing that?